Hello everyone, I'm your instructor Fred Abley, and this is IST 210 for Lesson 1, the week of January 18th. Okay, so here we are folks, we are now getting into really the first week of the class. I've been looking over the discussion threads and I've noticed we have an incredible experience base in this class, I have to say. We have two sections joined together and I'll be covering both of them. And I just want to say welcome to everybody. I'm quickly going through all the introductions and noting that there's a lot of people with IT experience, there's a lot of people with project experience, and there's also a lot of people who are in this class for the first time just trying to learn about databases. And really, that's what this course is all about. Hopefully by now, you've taken a look at the videos that explain a little bit about my background and a little bit of more background on what this course is going to expect from you, and hopefully give you a feel for what the next 15 weeks are going to be about. So really what I'm going to do now is you're going to see these weekly videos coming out, and I'm hoping that it'll be a chance for you to learn a little bit more about the course, engage the course a little bit more, and feel more like you're actually connected to a space as opposed to just this online class. This is a synchronous course, meaning we do go week by week by week, and there's activities as we move along. Also, in a little while, I'm going to be putting videos out that'll better explain what's in store with the project and so on. So what do I do with these videos? First and foremost, I hope you watch them, but more importantly, I hope you also read the email that I put out there. In these videos, I will also be peppering them with trivia questions. So the way this works is somewhere in these videos, I stop and I ask a trivia question. If you get the trivia question correct, I'll apply it as a bonus point to your assessment that week. I believe that's how I'm going to let it go. If I decide to change it up, I'll let you know at the end. Now, what are the trivia questions going to be about? Just about anything under the sun regarding technology, databases, Penn State, and maybe some fun popular trivia that's currently going on in the world. Okay, now, with that being said, I'm going to turn here for a second to the course space in Canvas, which I'm hoping by now you've had a chance to explore. Remember now, make time each week to hit this class. I've noticed a lot of you are working, a lot of you have extra responsibilities. But what the best surefire way to succeed in this class is to make sure you schedule time at least 2 to 3 times a week for this course. Set it right in your calendar. Make sure you know when that's going to be IST 210 time. Not just 5 minutes here. I'll try to catch up at the last minute the day before an item is due. Those are recipes for disaster in this course. Okay, so let's take a look at Canvas. Here we are taking a look now at Canvas and how it's laid out. So this is your view, and just a couple of things. I'm sure you're already getting used to working around in Canvas. Over here on the right, you have your to-do list area, and this is a great way to actually keep up with, deliverables that are coming due and so on. So you have a chapter assessment, your first assessment coming up. It's due January 24th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you'll see a reminder go out from me. You're going to come in here and take the assessment. Once you click that link there, you can click take the quiz. There's 20 questions and it's timed for 120 minutes, which is about 2 hours. You'll be able to go in. There's only one attempt allowed on this particular assessment at this time. There may be changes to that in the future, but right now it's going to be just going in there and doing that. You take the quiz, goes in, and that's it. So the other thing you want to keep up to date on is there's 2 ways you can keep track of what's happening in the course. If you click on syllabus, you'll see that here's the course syllabus, and then it goes into this really neat feature of Canvas that allows us to see the assignments building out week by week. Here we are, Sunday, January 24th. These are the 2 deliverables that are coming due. You have activities, and you also have Chapter 1 assessment. When you click on the activities link, it's basically telling you what you need to do. Read Chapter 1 and begin organizing into teams. So one of the things I will put out an email reminder, I held up everybody on doing any self-forming teams. I am going to allow the teams to be self-formed, and I will put an email out to do that, and it'll guide you along, and I'll have some deadlines in there. When you're building out your teams, make sure you read that email over carefully. It becomes real important to understand each other's work schedules, school schedules, life schedules. Okay, so with that being said, that's what's happening in there. That's one way you can move around. If you click on this little triple bar here, You can see that it pops in and out this navigation module. I could also navigate the course activities by clicking on modules, and you could see how they all start to build out. So I know it seems a little bit kind of depressing, but we got a little ways to go. And there's a number of these lessons. Now, the lessons always do not correlate directly to a week in the calendar. You're going to notice that some lesson activities give you a little bit more time than others. Last but not least is your calendar. So calendars are cool. This one here is really, really helpful because it allows you to tie into your Google Calendar if you're using one, and it allows the calendars to overlap to keep your life in a little bit in order. But once again, as you see activities and whatnot appearing here in the calendar, you could click on them, and if you click on the link here, it'll take you back into the course space, and you can navigate through there. So coming up, you have a section in here. You can view your calendar and so on. All right. I am going to leave the student view here for a moment, and you're now looking at it from the instructor side of the fence. Wasn't that really neat? So when you come in here, you could see that you have your account button. I couldn't show you this under the student view, but I'm going to show it to you now under mine. I can come in here and set up how I'm notified and how I want to, excuse me, let me come back in your account. We can go to settings. And when you come in here, you can actually add over in this area here, email addresses, but other ways to connect so you can get text alerts. And as I mentioned in the first video, there's also the Canvas app. It's great if you put that on your smartphone or your tablet, and when you're on the go and you want to get some work done for the course, there you go, right at your fingertips. Okay, that's all I'm going to review for today, and come back in with some other tips, maybe during the week or next time. Okay, so that little overview of what's going on in Canvas will hopefully kind of get you started and moving in the right direction. But as always, anytime whatsoever, shoot me an email, contact me, and I will do my best to get a real quick turnaround to your particular answer. Now, Chapter 1, this class is going to have you reading over these chapters, and it's important that you get in the groove of that also, making sure that you read it early on, read over the assignment and what's going on. So this particular week, as I said in the video, you have your first assessment, and it's going to be timed for 2 hours. You get one attempt, as we went over, and you'll be going into it. So what is Chapter 1 all about? Now, I don't provide lectures on every particular chapter. I think it's a little bit like white noise, and it's insulting if you're able to read. I mean, there's no sense in me, but there's certain topics from time to time that I will jump on the bandwagon and try to say, hey, this is what this is really about. So really, Chapter 1, what is it about? I don't know. The chapter is just kind of orienting you to what a database is, and I think it's pretty easily understood that in today's world, there's databases everywhere, right? So everything that we're doing, we're being tracked. And I think the NSA leaks 2 years ago were a good indicator as far as how our governments are using databases to log certain activities. But corporations are using it to improve offerings and personalized experiences. Research is certainly using databases to house data so we can have more accurate and more accurate data that helps us get to the conclusion of what we're doing research on. Big data is a real big term we'll talk about later in the semester. Big data not being this big thing that crushes me, but big data being a large volume. Like we said, tweets and Facebook postings and social media in general are all these stored data points inside databases. So that's week 1 in a nutshell, or lesson 1 in a nutshell. I look forward to working with everybody this week. If you have any questions, send them to me.